Hi, I'm Jake Vishelli, and today I am making homemade spaghetti and meatballs with a tomato cream sauce, and for dessert, bananas foster with vanilla ice cream. So first, let's go ahead and get started on. Alright, so first we're going to start off with making just a mound of flour. We're going to go ahead and pour a whole lot of it onto the counter. Going, I say that's about good. And then we'll be able to go ahead and use our bowl and go ahead and make a well in the middle of our dough. So now we're gonna go ahead and add a few eggs into the middle of the well. So we're just gonna go in with a few eggs and a few egg yolks. So first we're gonna go in with one egg, and we'll probably go in with like 2 or 3 more, and then a few egg yolks. All right, so now from here, we ended up adding 4 whole eggs and then 2 egg yolks. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and try and break up the egg yolks, and we're just gonna mix all of this in. We're just gonna go ahead and like whisk it with a fork, and we're just gonna mix it in until it just gets to an egg mixture. Like so. So now that we've done that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly add stuff in from the inside out. So we're gonna add this stuff in and mix it in, and it's gonna start to get less liquidy, and that's when we're gonna start to form it with a bench scraper, and that's when we're gonna start using our hands. So we're just trying to use the fork, and we're just taking stuff in from the inside and incorporating it into the egg, and eventually we'll get to more of a dough consistency, and that's when we can start using the rest of this flour to make the dough. So now you can see the flour is more incorporated into the egg, and it's not all runny anymore. It's like very thick and like almost like a paste. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our fork to the side over here for now. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use our bench scraper, and we're just gonna go ahead and use this to take all the flour in from the outside and start incorporating it in to like the pasty mixture of egg. And we're gonna start to like chop it through, run it through the egg, and then once this is more incorporated, we're gonna start kneading it out with our hands to make the actual dough. So now this is when we put the bench scraper down, and now we're gonna actually start kneading the dough with our hands. So we're just gonna get the stuff in, we're just gonna start working it through, and try and form it into like a ball almost, and then we're gonna start kneading it for about 5 to 10 minutes. So now we've got our dough. We've been kneading it for like 10 to 15 minutes, and it's starting to look pretty good. So in a minute or two, we're gonna go ahead and throw it into the fridge for like 10, 15 minutes, let it rest. And then we're gonna start shaping it into our actual pasta. So yeah. So now the dough has rested in the fridge for a little while, so we're gonna go ahead and flour our surface just really quickly. So we're gonna go ahead and stir some flour on there, spread it out. And what we're gonna do now is we got our dough, we're gonna go ahead and lay it on. And we have our pasta maker over here, and it's a special type. You put little pieces into the machine. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut it into like little nugget-sized pieces, and yeah. All right, so now we have all of our chunks of pasta here, which they're all gonna go into the machine, and it's gonna make spaghetti. So basically what we're gonna do, go ahead and bring in our machine, and we're gonna lock that, and we're gonna go ahead and turn on the machine. So now we're gonna put in the pasta chunks, and it's gonna come out and make spaghetti. So you just drop the little chunks in here, and it should come out. So as you can see here, the spaghetti is coming out the bottom as there is stuff coming out. Alright, so now basically what we're doing is we have our water on the stove for the pasta, and most of the pasta is done. It's over there. And so basically what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make the meatball mixture. So what we're gonna do is we have all of this stuff over here. So we have ground beef, basil, oregano, garlic and onion powder, parsley leaves, salt and pepper. And we're gonna mix all, and 1 egg, don't forget about the egg. And we're gonna mix all of that together into this bowl. Right now what we're doing is we're just mixing the spices. We almost forgot breadcrumbs, but we got them. and there's going to be breadcrumbs mixed into that. These meatballs are indeed going to be baked in the oven. A lot of people pan-sear them, but we're going to bake them in the oven on a wire rack at about 350 degrees. The oven is heating up right now, and we're just trying to get this mixture ready to go so it could go in the oven. So we're just adding the last spice in here for now. And we're gonna go ahead and mix this up with our hands. All right, so now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we have our meat mixture. We mixed in all the spices, we used our hands, and now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we have an egg, and we're gonna go ahead and add that into our meat mixture. All right, so now we have our egg kind of mixed into the beef, and now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna add in our breadcrumbs, because this is like really all gross and moist, and we don't want that. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and add in some breadcrumbs to kind of dry up the meatball mixture, and we're just gonna go ahead and give it some flavor too with it. Okay, so now the meatballs have been shaped, and they're on the wire rack, and they're currently in the oven right now. So those will be in there for 15-20 minutes or so at 375. So now you can see here, we're just getting our pasta finished up. We have a big pile over there. We still have a little bit yet to do. That's okay, we're almost done with that, and we have our salted water just about ready to go to cook our pasta. So now, as you can see, we have our big pile of pasta right here. You can see compared to my hand, there's a lot here. And we got our big pile of pasta. We got our water ready and boiling, and it's salted, by the way. So we're just gonna go ahead and take a nice heaping handful of pasta. We're just gonna throw it in to that boiling water, and we're gonna start to cook that. We'll put it all in, it'll all fit. Okay, so now our pasta's cooking. It's in the water. Probably turn that heat up just a little bit. And we got another pot going here. This is going to be for our sauce. And the sauce is really simple. All it is heavy cream, tomato paste. We're gonna add some oil in. I'll do that now. Oops. We'll just go ahead and add in some oil just to the bottom. And that's all the oil that we're gonna need. Then we have some basil, and then we have salt and pepper, which is over here. So now you can see it doesn't look too good right now, but what we're just gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and add in just a little bit of salt. And we are going to add in some black pepper. And along with that, we'll add in a little basil as well. And then the tomato paste is gonna start bubbling in the oil. So that's when we know to take it out. So then here's the basil being added in. And we want a good amount of that too. So now, as you can see, the pasta is all done cooking. I'm just straining it out right now. And also the sauce is just about ready to add in heavy cream. You can see what I meant before. The tomato paste and the oil are going to start to bubble. And that is when we're going to add in our heavy cream. So as you can see here, I added in the heavy cream to the sauce, and we're just gonna go ahead and try and mix this around. Get the tomato paste incorporated in, and once you start mixing it, you're gonna get like a light orange color to the sauce. It's almost gonna be like a vodka pasta sauce, and it's good. Just trust me. So now what we're gonna do is we have the heavy cream added into the sauce, and we're just gonna keep incorporating this. The tomato paste is gonna start to like incorporate into the heavy cream, and it's gonna make a white orange sauce, and it's gonna look like almost like a vodka sauce. So that's gonna be the color of that. You can see it's already starting to incorporate into the heavy cream. You just gotta keep mixing it. So now, as you can see, we have all the meatballs are ready, and the sauce is just about ready. We just gotta keep mixing that in. Whoa. Yeah, the sauce is almost done. The meatballs are ready, and it's just about time to mix everything in and plate it. Almost time to eat. So basically what I've done here is you can see how it kind of looks like a vodka sauce, and I've added it into the spaghetti, and we're just gonna try and mix this around, get it all nice and incorporated, get all the sauce in. And we'll put the meatballs on when we start to plate it. So now we have our pasta all plated out, and we're just gonna go ahead and grab one meatball and put it on top of each plate, and then we're going to go ahead and top it with some basil once we are done. So we've got that done. Try to clean the edges just a little bit, and the basil going on top just adds a little touch and some flavor. And just like that, we are done with the homemade spaghetti and meatballs with tomato and cream sauce. So dinner is always a really good part. The main course is always one of the best parts of dinner. But I think the thing that really tops it off good is a good dessert. So today for dessert, what we're making is we're making a quick and easy bananas Foster inside of a pan. So basically what we did here is you can see we have a bunch of banana peels over here, and we've peeled 3 bananas. And what we're just gonna go ahead and do here is we're gonna go ahead and slice these up into like centimeter thick slices, and we're just gonna go ahead and cut these up just really quickly, and it shouldn't take that long. Alright, so as you can see now, we've chopped up all of the bananas. We chopped up 3 bananas. Now we're gonna come over here to our pan. We're just gonna go ahead and put on the fire, and we're gonna go ahead and heat up our pan for a little while, and then we're gonna add in some ingredients to start making the base, like the sauce for the Foster. All right, so now we got our pan nice and hot, so we're gonna go ahead and add in some butter to our pan. We could add in like another half a scoop or so. And we're just gonna go ahead and let that melt down, and then once that's all nice and melted down, we're gonna add brown sugar, and we're gonna add just a little bit of cinnamon to the butter, and that's gonna make a nice base, a nice sauce, and it's gonna make it nice and sweet. So now you can see here we have some nice foamy butter, not burning, it's starting to get a little brown, but that's now when we're going to go ahead and add some of our brown sugar. So we're gonna go ahead and take our spoon, it's gonna go right in here. We're gonna add like 2.5 scoops of brown sugar into here. So we'll do like another half scoop, we'll add in some of that. All right, so now you can see here we've got like kind of like a brown, it's almost like pretty thick. It's brown sugar and butter, and then in that we're gonna go ahead and add just a dash of cinnamon. We're just gonna go ahead, go in there, get a little bit in there, and with our little spatula, we're just gonna go ahead and mix that around, and we're ready to put our bananas in. So we lowered the heat, and now we're gonna go ahead and just try and add in all of these bananas. Sizzle a little bit, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and add in all of our bananas into this thick brown sauce. We're gonna mix that around. Once we mix all that around, we're gonna add in a little bit of rum, and we're gonna go ahead and burn that. And all the alcohol is gonna burn out, and it's gonna give it a nice sauce, and we're pretty much done from there. All right, so now we've kind of got our bananas mixed into our cinnamon, butter, and brown sugar, and we're just gonna go ahead and add in a little bit of rum into our pan. So we're gonna go ahead and just add that in right there. That should probably be good. And I'm just gonna try and light it up, help burn the alcohol. Like so. So here we go. We got our bananas. We're just adding in some ice cream. And there you go, bananas Foster. So there you go. We got homemade spaghetti and meatballs, and we got bananas Foster with vanilla ice cream. I hope this was enough to show my talent and why I should be on MasterChef Junior, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.